What is up, gang? Carlton Flowers here, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And today we need to get a market report on the meme coins that we're playing on the base chain, the ones that we're tracking on the Gecko terminal. So before we start, I must absolutely state that none of this is financial advice. This is strictly for entertainment purposes, YouTube. There's no reason for you to take down this video because none of this are taking it seriously. All right, hopefully they won't be foul like they did on the last report and take down the video, which is the first time that's ever happened to me in the last 7 years. I don't know what happened or what triggered the algorithm, but maybe it was the fact that I was talking about potential 500x projects. So we won't say that, right? All right. So let's just launch in, and we're going to start at the very top with based Pengu. And this is one that is an actual copy of the real Pengu project, which is also on base chain. But this base Pengu, holy smokes, there are just so many opportunities for swing trading here, and it has the volatility that you need, where you can buy and sell on all of the stochastic peaks and dips. So right now we're sitting at a very low price of 408.43. And I think that we might be correcting a little bit more and then building up for another move. I don't know how long it will be, but we're sitting in somewhat of a correction in altcoins while BTC is pushing upwards. So BTC was looking like it was ready to correct, and then it flipped bullish. There have been people talking about BTC pushing up to 110K. Some said 115K. I didn't believe it, but it did bounce out of nowhere and pushed up to where we're at right now at 109K. However, when you look at the chart for Total 2 and Total 3, Total 2 is all alts. Total 3 takes out Ethereum. Both of them don't look like they are benefiting from the pump that we see going on in Bitcoin. So that means we still have time to accumulate before the pump. But at the moment, all of that smart money is flowing into Bitcoin. Okay, so right now where we're at, we're looking at a potential of a 314% gain if we just go back to that last all-time high for base Pengu. And along the way, there have been just these little pumps, like this one that I missed right here, where we went up 86%. And I missed it. It started coming back down. So if you're going to play these things, you got to pay attention all day, every day. It's time consuming. But the general idea is that you are going to buy on the stochastic dips. You only buy when the stochastic is down here. All right. You never buy into a run when the stochastic is at a peak. It's very simple. So if I buy here, I've got an opportunity to sell here. Now, after this crossover, I would have sold. You would have had about an 80 or 90%, about an 80% gain on this run up right here. And then we corrected. And so when the stochastic goes below the 20 line, that's when you buy. So this would have been a nice buying opportunity, and then you could have sold on this little peak right here, the one I just told you where I missed that 86% jump. Now that we are at a stochastic peak, which looks like it doesn't know if it wants to cross over and go down or turn around and go back up, this is a point where we can say, let's look at the return on price per the stochastic peak. In other words, at this peak, we return this nice pump to this price here. And then we go down. At this bottom point, we come back into strike zone box number 1 at the base. On the next peak, we didn't push up and return too much bigger of a pump like we did the last one. So overall, since this big peak right here, it's declining return. So this is a distribution / consolidation move. So distribution means it's selling off. People are taking profits heavily. But then when it stays in a tight trading zone, like in this box right here, you call that consolidation. And that's where people are quietly accumulating, not putting in huge buy orders to alert the markets and start driving the price up. But people are stashing away their coins and waiting until the next run up, at which point they will probably take profits. So I've been accumulating since 0.0002, I think around this area right here. And then it's just gone down. So I'm doing the DCA game, dollar cost average. And what that means is I'm going to keep on buying on every dip. Like I bought a little bit more here, I bought a little bit more here, and I'm probably going to buy more down in this lower box. And once that's done, we're probably going to launch out of here at some point, and then I'll take profits along the way and do the reverse DCA, where if we break out and eclipse these previous highs, that's where I'll sell at each one of these peaks once we get into the oversold or overbought zone. So along the way, I want to have enough dry powder in my cannon down here so I can sell once we get up into this territory here. So base Pangu looking pretty good. I'm going to keep my eyes on this and keep you updated. Okay, the next one that I have a lot of interest in. Now, if you look at base Pangu, we got 219,000 holders. Market cap is only 86,000. You only have 33,000 liquidity. But this is enough liquidity that you can jump in and out spending a few $100s at a time, or even $50. Just start small and don't take chances, because we don't know how long these things are going to last. It could rug, but I don't think this one's going to rug. And the activity has bounced around. It's been volatile enough that makes me feel pretty comfortable that this is one that you can swing trade pretty safe, although all of these are risky. Now, comparing based Pangu to the based version of Fartcoin. Okay, I'm not playing the big Fartcoin project because we did hear about the largest wallet holder. I think it was one of the developers or the founder of the project. And there was talk that he was going to unload 80% of his bag and take his profits and run. And that's not going to bode well for the big Fartcoin. But the base version, it's at a pretty low point, and I've been looking at it ever since it's been in my strike zone box here. I could have bought down here, but it started to pump. And so what do we see? We see the stochastic up here at a peak, just getting over the 80 line. But the blue line is curling over. So it looks like we could possibly have a crossover where the blue line crosses over that orange line, and then we return down here. So as soon as this little pump here gets done, I'm going to start looking for an entry point once we get to the lower area of this strike zone box. So on the next correction, I'm going to go ahead, take a chance and grab a bag and wait for this consolidation move to complete. And the next time it goes up into all of this volume here on the VPVR, that's volume profile visible range, we can see the targets where it could possibly bounce back to. Okay, so if we get down into this box and into the little blue circle, we're looking definitely like we could come up to this node here. Price tends to pop up to these nodes, or it could go to the point of control price up here at 3 zeros and a 35. So what's the gain that could be made on this one if we were to buy down here in this lower box? Let's say if I wait and I jump in at 3 zeros and an 18. Well, just getting to this first node, you're looking at a gain of 41%. Not bad for a quick little gain. And this stuff bounces around in short amounts of time, so you don't have to wait long. If we get up here to the point of control price, that's a 93%. You're looking at doubling your money. And if we get to the top of the cluster up here, you're looking at about 175%. That is possible. Nothing guaranteed. But if you're going to gamble, which this is degenerate gambling, do not buy at the stochastic peaks. Buy down here, below the 20 line, and that will increase your chances of being able to flip and make a profit. Now, the next one is an actual legit project. This is not a base meme version of a coin, but this is the actual banker token. So I bought way back here at 0.3 zeros and a 22, I think. And I missed this peak up here. I should have sold there. That would have been a double at 0.00045. It's correcting. And what do we see? We came out of the overbought zone, and the momentum is heading down. We also have a crossover right here of the oscillators on the MACD, and we're about to jump into the negative territory on the histogram. So that means I'm going to wait until we get down below this 20 line right here, and once we settle into this box, I'm going to grab another bag, and I'm going to DCA if we go below my original entry price. I don't think it's going to go below where I bought in, because it looks like we've got a base from this low point right here. Okay, that's around, let's see here, I need to get a price at this low point. That's 3 zeros and a 21. Now, the other low point is at 3 zeros and a 24. So we could actually draw a box there. Let me see here. I do need to put a box at that point so I don't miss this. All right, grab the rectangle tool, and we're just going to connect the dots here and make a box that represents that base. So if we get down into this strike zone box, that's where I'm going to load up. And then chances are, if the project is doing well, and I think it is, this is an AI trading bot. It's in alpha. It's buggy. It doesn't quite work well, but I love the idea of this project. So this is a real project that has actual use case. And I get excited about AI projects that actually do something. So if we jump down into this box, I'm going to go ahead and grab another bag, double the size of it, wait for a pump, and then unload once we return to this previous peak here, all-time high of 0.30 and a 45. Now, since I bought at 0.00022, I'll probably sell half, take profit, and hold the rest of it and see if it pushes higher. But if we have a crossover and we start to dip back out of the overbought zone, if we're here by the time we reach this peak price and we get a crossover and it looks like the oscillators are going to go back down, then I'll just sell it all and wait until we return to the bottom, and I'll do it again. That's swing trading. That's it. It's as simple as that. Buy it down here, sell it up here, all day, every day. Pretty simple. Okay, let's look at just 3 others that are the actual main projects and not a meme, a base version of the meme. But we got Moki number 1, which is tradable on Coinbase, and it's in a very nice consolidation pattern. Notice that it's been kind of just bouncing around in this consolidation box for a couple of weeks here. So I've got a bag of this. I bought in, I think, at 4 zeros and a 1. So I'm still in the profit. I'm still in the green if I sold. But we're about to enter the overbought zone here, and we haven't broken out. So whenever you get up here into the overbought zone and price doesn't move up as the stochastic is moving up, you know that this is not the run. This is not the breakout. What's going to probably happen is this is going to jump down to oversold again, and I'm going to wait for the oscillators to get down here, and then I'm going to double the bag. Once I do that, then we'll wait for the pump, and we know that we've been at the top of this whole cluster on the VPVR just within the last month. So we're looking at a potential of a 2x to a 3x from this point. So we'll keep our eyes on Moki. That's a great project, one of my favorites here on the base chain. Next, we've got KeyCat. KeyCat, I've been swing trading. I'm not holding it right now, but I'm close to jumping on again. It is looking bullish here on the stochastic. It's rising up. It might come back up to this point of control price at 0.005 at a half a cent. And once we come back down here, if we can get back down to this base, I'm thinking 0.004 is probably going to be the low point for this one. And then I'll jump back in and look to sell once we get to the top of the VPVR cluster. That'll be good for a double. So that is KeyCat. It's also tradable via Coinbase. And then the last one that I'll do in this video is Dog in Me. This is a good one. We got a lot of good volatility. I've been holding since 0.0004. So I'm still in the green. I haven't sold any yet. And I'm waiting for this to settle down. If we can finish this consolidation in this area right here, as soon as we can drop below the 20 line, I'll go ahead, double the bag, and wait for the move. And the next time we pound out of this box, if price comes out of this strike zone box, we know it's the real move because it could push to the top of the VPVR cluster. So you're looking at maybe what, 2.5x from this point. So we'll wait and see if we can jump back down to this lower price of 0.0005 and then take it from there. Now, let me know if you would like more reports on the base chain memes that we're tracking on Gecko Terminal. There are 3 other meme projects that are looking ripe for the picking that you can only see right here on Gecko Terminal. They are not traded on exchanges yet, so you can't pull up the charts on the TradingView website, but they're right here. So let me know if you want to see the next 3 and if you'd like continuing reports on the base chain project. So that's all I've got for this one. You definitely want to like, subscribe, tick the notification bell so you don't miss the next one, and let me know what you want me to break down. So that's all I got for this one. This is Carlton, and I am out.